Okay, so what is our backward outside edge transitioning to our forward outside edge? Quite simply, it's just a step from backwards to forwards on a circle. But this time it's the slightly harder step, which is stepping outside the circle. So you're not stepping, this would be stepping inside the circle, nice and simple, but the one we're going to be learning is backward crossovers and turning your body outside the circle to step onto that outside edge. If you're doing it correctly, it can be nice and simple, but there are a few tricks that you want to make sure that you do in order to keep it simple. If you don't do those things, then it's going to become quite difficult and complicated for you. So let's take a look at how we begin this move right here. So start nice and easy from backward crossovers again. Always keeping your nice position with the backward crossover same, staying inside the circle with your head in. Now when it comes to the actual backward outside edge transition, watch my body position change here. You see how I'm completely turned out to the circle now. So my arms have done completely the opposite to what they were doing in the backward crossovers. Originally they were facing in the circle, now they're facing outside the circle. This is preparing ourselves for this next step that we're going to do, pushing onto our outside edge, staying on that same circle. So always make sure you have balance on that first move. When you're facing outside the circle, you should be able to stay there for as long as you want without feeling the need to step or the need to put 2 feet down. You just want to be able to stay there. So then it's up to you. You're in control of this move. So you've achieved that position and you're coming round on your nice turned out position. Now watch my left foot steps in front and pushes onto an outside edge. So my left foot, that's very key, your left foot stepping in front. If you're on that backward outside edge here and your left foot steps behind, it's very likely that you're going to step onto an inside edge and it's going to be difficult to keep that outside edge going, around the circle there. So make sure you keep your left foot comes almost into that T position to push on that outside edge. So you've gone from a definite outside edge to a definite outside edge. Now what makes this move a little trickier, which is why it's in level 7, is that it's quite difficult to control the outside edge once you stepped onto it. I see a lot of people going from their backward outside edge to step onto their other outside edge and their body swinging around. They almost feel like they want to turn or they want to go on the inside edge. They lose control of it. So in order to keep it nice and controlled right from the beginning, now watch my arms. Again, I've turned my arms out here when I'm on my backward outside edge. My arms are turned out. As I step forward, my arms are in that same position. My arms are still facing outside the circle. So when you step forward, your left arm will be in front and your right arm will be behind you. You don't want any rotation going on here at the moment because rotation will lead to out of controlness for you. The next handy little thing to do, which will help you keep control of that forward outside edge, is after you've pushed onto that forward outside edge on the left foot, use your free leg to extend and lift it strongly behind you. Any movement where that free leg comes around to the side, again, will make you lose control, make you want to rotate and definitely go onto your 2 feet. So as you step from the backwards to the forwards, make sure that that foot pushes and stays behind you there. It's almost like if I was in this position, you would lose my right leg because it would be behind me. Staying within that wall I talked about previously in some of your jumps. But you want to imagine there's 2 walls either side of you and all your body is inside those 2 walls, so you can't physically start to turn because those walls would stop you in that position. So when you're going from your backward outside edge to your forward outside edge, try to make sure that you don't scratch the toe too much on that backward outside edge as well. I see a lot of people when they go into their backward crossovers, they go to step forward, they step onto their toe, scratch their toe pick, and then they've lost all of their speed stepping into their forward outside edge. Yes, you're still technically getting the job done, but it doesn't sound very nice and it doesn't look very nice. We want a nice quality move here, going from one nice smooth edge to the next edge, which means that you go from blade here and you carry on pushing with your blade onto that forward outside edge. You should never be pushing with your toe pick in this move to get to forwards. You want to come from blade to pushing with the blade onto the next blade, so no toe picks are involved at any point in this move. Another key thing to think about, a common mistake I see, is people putting their head down again to check what their feet are doing. Always try and keep your head up. When you're going from your backward crossovers, your head is facing inside the circle. When you're going onto that outside edge, your head is still up facing outside the circle, so you can really see where you're going here right now. And when you step, it's still up and in front of you onto that outside edge. So you just want to make sure that your head is always up and you always know where you're going and what is behind you if you're going backwards.